Welcome everybody to another edition of the Nick Saban Show, along with the head coach of the SEC champion, Crimson Tide. I'm Chris Stewart. Coach, congratulations. Another great classic victory over Georgia.
Well, it was a great game. You got to give Georgia's players a lot of credit for the game that they played. But I can't tell you how proud I am of our players for the resiliency that they showed in the game. They never gave up. They kept fighting right to the end. It wasn't always pretty. We didn't always execute very well. It wasn't one of our best games when it comes to that, but showed a bunch of heart, and you got to really be proud of them for that.
Very different from any other game this year, certainly when you got to the fourth quarter. You mentioned resiliency, but you told them all year long they've got to prepare and be ready because this type moment was going to come at some point.
Well, when you play these kind of teams, you know you're going to be in these kind of games, and you know great competitors play the best in tough situations, and we had some guys come up big today.
A lot to take a look at. Let's get into the first half highlights.
They place the football on the tee. Hardiman to the far side, Harry to the near side. They are to our right. Bulabus holds his hand in the air. The center judge says, kick it. We are underway. And this one will go into and out of the end zone. Tua claps his hands, gets the snap, looks, throws, intercepted at the goal line by Richard LeCount. He'll bring it to the near side. He'll find running room. Gets spun around. He's up the near side for the 7th interception of the year for the Georgia Bulldogs as Richard LeCount will pick him off at the goal line. Play action from throws, catches a man in stride, touchdown, the tight end, Isaac Nauta, and Georgia takes a 6-0 lead. Tua, under center, Jacobs behind Irv Smith, touchdown Alabama! Nice blocking for Irv, and Josh Jacobs with a 1-yard run. And Bama opens up the second quarter with a rushing touchdown. And we are all tied. The Crimson Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs tied at 7. Handoff again, running room, loose stiff arm, touchdown. That was DeAndre Swift. Underneath, throws, catches made. Shaheed can't tackle DeAndre Swift, and he'll get around him for a touchdown. From to DeAndre Swift, as again the tackling came up short for Shaheem Carter and the Tide. Handoff, Jacobs, big hole, breaks free. He's into the secondary. The race is on. 35-30, 25-20, down the left sideline, 15. Josh Jacobs gives Alabama the spark they so desperately needed with a huge 59-yard scamper from scrimmage.
That's it. That's a spark. Big explosive plays, flipping the field position. Now Alabama's already in the red zone.
Handoff, Josh Jacobs. He tries to break the plane going to his right. Cannot, and it is a touchback. He fumbled the ball into the end zone. Georgia recovers. Josh Jacobs fumbles from the half-yard line. The officials are talking it over. Both coaches looking on. Fans of both sides waiting for the word.
Review, the ball was fumbled by Alabama and recovered by Alabama for a touchdown for Alabama.
There you go, Matt Loeffler.
The drama from that right there.
Never have sweeter words been said by an SEC referee. Fumbled by Alabama, recovered by Alabama for a touchdown for Alabama. 1 yard, fumble recovery for Josh Jacobs for a touchdown. And we have come to the end of the half with the Georgia Bulldogs on top by a score
Coach, you trailed at the half for the first time all season, but all things considered, only being down 7 was almost a victory.
Well, you know, we got off to a great start. We got a 3 and out. We went down and had punt return, great field position, got the ball on the 6-yard line, got sacked through an interception. Just didn't play very well, didn't execute very well on defense, made a lot of mental errors. They gave us a lot of formations that confused our players a little bit. So, you know, we had to regroup at halftime. But the thing about it is we dropped balls. We did things that are uncharacteristic for us in terms of how we've been able to execute all year long. And the message going into the game was, you know, focus on what's in front of you. The ball you have to catch, the guy you got to block. You know, try to dominate your space. Don't get all anxious about winning the championship and playing, you know, sort of tight. And I don't know if we did or we didn't, but we sure didn't play like we normally do.
We've got more coming up. Stay with us right here on the Nick Saban Show. Coach, last segment you talked about the message coming into the game. I'm guessing the message didn't change a lot at halftime.
Well, you know, I really didn't like go crazy on them at halftime because I felt like we just needed to settle down. I mean, we needed to just focus on the things that we needed to do to execute and be more successful and not have negative plays, not drop balls, not throw interceptions. And, you know, we had another scoring opportunity that we threw an interception on as well. So we started out the second half 3 and out, so we didn't really do what we wanted to do coming out of the locker room. But when Jalen Waddle scored that touchdown, the whole momentum of the game changed, and I think that's when we sort of changed as a team in terms of how we competed the rest of the game.
And then another Jalen would show up, as we'll see in the second half highlights.
The second half highlights are brought to you by the Ortho Sports Center at St. Vincent's, Birmingham. Care you can believe in.
By the way, Alabama has never won an SEC championship game in which they were trailing at the half. To the right, he'll go in motion now into the slot left. Empty backfield. Fraun gets the snap. Looks right, throws a fade into the end zone, over the corner. Touchdown, Georgia. Riley Ridley. Najee Harris in motion. Tua backpedals, looks, throws left side. Ball is intercepted by Georgia at the 2 by J.R. Reed. Tua in the shotgun. Claps his hands. Looks to the left side. Throws. Has a man. Waddle across the middle 30. Down the near sideline 20. He breaks a tackle 10. He's to the 5. He's going in. Touchdown, Alabama. 40 yards. Tua to Jalen Waddle. .31. 11:27 to go in regulation. Bama down by a touchdown. Here's Jacobs in motion. They fake the give to Najee. One of 2 backs, and Tua throws near side through the hands of the jumping Henry Ruggs. Tua Tagovailoa is not getting up after that last hit. Jalen Hurts quickly jumps up on the sidelines. He'll begin to warm up. Wouldn't this be quite the role reversal? Wouldn't this be something as Tua gets a nice hand, and so does the entering Jalen Hurts. On a 3rd down and 5. Jalen with pressure. He escapes. He's chased by Ledbetter. He'll throw that one far side. Caught in bounds. Jalen Waddle. Another Jalen to Jalen combination for a first down inside the Georgia 29. Now Judy in motion. He goes to the right of the formation. Here's Jalen. Stands in. Looks. Everybody's covered. He's going to take off to the right side. He'll throw back into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama. Jerry Judy. Touchdown. Welcome back, Jalen Hurts, and welcome back, Jerry Judy. Wow. A 10-yard touchdown pass, and Bama is within an extra point of tying it. Jalen Waddle back at his own 10. It's a fake. The snap. at midfield. It is battled for. Bama's going to stop him, I think. Yep, they will. It'll be a snap to Fields, the quarterback, and Bama stops him, and the Tide on the fake punt will take over at the 50-yard line. Here now from the right side, 3 wides. Jalen gets the snap, throws across. Irv Smith has it. First down, Bama to the 30. Grandma, take another one of your heart pills. Here's a 1st and 10. Alabama from the Georgia 31. Hurts looks, throws the out route, right side, caught. Waddle, he's to the 15-yard line. First down, Alabama. They stop the clock to move the change. 1:11 to go in regulation. Tied at 28. 1st and 10, Alabama from the Georgia 15 inside the Chick-fil-A red zone. Jalen calls his own number. He runs to the 10. He's running to the 5. He is to the goal line. He is in. Touchdown! Jalen Hurts! Touchdown, Alabama, to take the lead with 1:04 remaining in the ball game.
Coach, it's all about getting the win. It's all about the team. But it was hard to not be really happy for Jalen Hurts.
Oh, man, I tell you what. You know, when Tua went down and I looked at Jalen and I said, this is your time now. And he took tremendous advantage of that in terms of the way he played. Did a great job. But, you know, Jalen has been this is unprecedented for somebody to win 26 games and then not be the starter anymore. And the way he's handled that takes tremendous character and tremendous class. And my hat's off to him, and I'm really happy for him that he got an opportunity where we needed him, and he responded like he did. And I think, you know, all the fans and teammates certainly appreciate what he's done and how he's handled as well.
He was tremendous. Your defense also got stronger and stronger.
In the second half, we played better. We made some adjustments to things, and we gave up a couple plays, and they scored, you know, on a long pass. But, you know, we got to do a better job of being able to adjust and adapt on defense. And we'll keep working on it.
35-28 the final. We've got more coming up. Stay with us right here on the Nick Saban Show. Coach, I know you don't recommend losing a starting quarterback, but really Jalen coming in turned out to be the turning point in the ball game.
I think it was a turning point. And nobody's disappointed in Tua. Jalen got an opportunity, took tremendous advantage of it, and really led the team back and made some outstanding plays. So, like I said before, I'm really happy for him, but it was a turning point.
A lot of times during the show, we have talked about new assistants in this spot or a new position for them, but a guy that's been with you here at Alabama almost from day one, and maybe his impact was never more felt than today, Scott Cochran, your strength coach.
Well, Scott Cochran is, you know, he's the heart and soul of the whole organization, and he has been since day one. You know, the strength coaches spend a lot more time in the off season, and they have such an impact on the intangibles that you build with players. You know, whether it's work ethic, you know, competitive character, discipline, doing things the right way, and Scott just does a tremendous job of that.
Scott Cochran, strength coach at Alabama. Strength and conditioning in our 4th quarter program, everything kind of starts with 4 things, and it's commitment, discipline, effort, toughness, which is going to give you pride. So when you put the 4s up, it actually means something. So that program kind of is the foundation of where we start everything. Our relationship is very good. Having worked for him for so long, I try to anticipate the issues so that there are less issues. And I'm not always right, and I'm okay with that, because I am coachable. That's the #1 thing we try to teach the players and really new staff members is be coachable. Coach Saban wants it done a certain way. You see the excited side. Okay, there's a lot of time where I'm sitting down and having a real conversation with these players about how to get through something so that they learn how to become a better man, you know, a better student. Better football player always helps. There's always a moment where the players take over the team, where there's no longer me stressing them. They start stressing each other. And when I say stress, I mean push themselves. I mean go to another level. And so those are the most fun moments.
Coach, When it comes to the defensive line, what traits do you look for in a nose tackle versus a defensive end?
Well, Sarah, I think the skill set for these two players is a lot different. You know, a nose guard has got to be a really physical, strong, great explosive power out of his lower body, and he's going to play in a short area. So his initial quickness is really important, but a defensive end has got to be much more athletic, has got to be able to run better, he's got to be able to play in space better. So we're going to look for a longer guy that's a better athlete to play that position, especially with the advent of the spread, which has changed the role of what defensive ends really have to do.
Coach, our player feature this week is on a guy that really stepped up his game from the start of this season in Deontay Thompson.
Yeah, Deontay has really worked hard to develop, and he's become a very, very consistent, good player for us this year. He's a great ball skills, really good person, hard worker, conscientious, and you know, he had big shoes to fill in the secondary, and he's done a great job.
Has indeed, Coach, and he goes Mercedes-Benz All Access with Maggie Hetzer.
Deontay Thompson, Orange, Texas, free safety. I chose Alabama because I feel like it was the best school for me. And these were the best guys come to play at, so I saw myself as one of the best guys in the country, and I just couldn't stand losing, so I picked a winning school. Program is set for you to just buy in, so if you fail, I mean, you just didn't buy into the program. All the guys that are successful, that bought into the program, they're off doing big things, whether that's owning their business, high-paid jobs, or playing in the NFL. They bought into the program and got stuff out. I mean, off the field, I would say I'm more of a relaxed guy. I like to be, you know, alone. I like to, you know, watch TV, listen to music. I like talking to my mom. My mom, she keeps me level-headed. She lets me, she helps me understand that, you know, football is something that I do, you know, and she just keeps me humble, keeps me grounded, and she just, I don't know, I can't put like into words what my mom does for me. She's my backbone, or the #1 lady in my life, so.
Coach, great to be able to talk about what's next, knowing that your team still very much alive in the college football playoff.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow who we play, and you know, then we'll set a schedule up for that. But I think we got to get healed up a little bit. I think we got a lot of guys that are mentally and physically tired, and we probably won't practice for almost 2 weeks, depending on how the calendar falls out with the holidays and all. So, you know, we got a lot to learn and a lot that we can work on and improve, and hopefully our players will have the right mindset to do that.
Coach, always appreciate the time. Congratulations again on the SEC championship. Thanks to all of you for joining us this year, and we'll see you next season here on The Nick Saban Show.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Golden Flake, the official chip of the Crimson Tide, by the University of Alabama, where legends are made, and by TIFFIN Motorhomes, made to move you, by Nissan, proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics, by Trustmark, people you trust, advice that works, by Coca Cola Zero Sugar, real Coca Cola taste with zero sugar and 0 calories, by Cooper Tires, roll Tide on Cooper Tires, and by AT&T, the official wireless provider of the Crimson Tide.